Alright you guys, what is going on, and welcome back to the channel. So now that we've gotten the whole giveaway engine, the engine building stuff all taken care of, we can jump back on our Subaru here. I do have some fun updates for you guys that I think you guys are actually really going to like. Well, I hope you guys like them, because we're going to be doing them anyways. Right now, I'm filming this video the day that we're giving away the engine. I don't know who's won yet. Hello, Matt. So, with the Subaru here, I got the wheels ordered last night for this car. It took a while to find a set in the size and the color that I wanted. But I genuinely think you guys are going to love the wheels. I'm not even going to spoil anything. I promise you'll like them. They're Hot Boy wheels, and you'll like them. So, with the Subaru today, we're going to be doing a lot of things. We have a lot of smaller stuff to wrap up. I did get the radiator back from Fuse, so we have our lower coolant return here. We've got both of our fans and a shroud built on here. Now, before some of you guys say, why is there a giant steel panel on the back side of this radiator? It's so that way it can create a negative pressure and it can pull air through. So, if we do have any cooling problems, we can go ahead and install some flaps down in here. We won't know yet until the car's actually running, but we are going to get that back in the car today. On top of that, I need to get this coolant crossover situation figured out. Subaru discontinued the O-ring for this engine, which is weird because it wasn't discontinued when I bought it, so we're gonna get that taken care of. A lot of the cooling system, we're gonna get the rest of the injectors and everything wired up. I got the rest of the break-in oil, so we're gonna get some break-in oil in here as well, get oil pressure built and verify that we do have oil pressure. Turbo's coming out, so that way we can get our power steering line done, the low pressure side. The high pressure side was supposed to be here yesterday, but now it's saying tomorrow, so no big deal on that one. And then on top of that, as you guys know, I was in and out of meetings all week. I'm really excited to announce that we're also gonna be working with AEM on a lot of cool stuff, with a lot of the projects on the Evo, the STI, the BRZ future cars as well. We also have Mittens. So you guys remember Mittens, the blown up Legacy that we have over there. It's got Karma's old Type RA engine sitting in the back of the garage right now. We have a nice big precision turbo coming for the Legacy that was a little unexpected. So it's a big stock location turbo. I don't think it's what you guys are expecting, but this Mittens has now turned into kind of Karma 2.0 with the way that things are going, where you just get a big turbo forced upon you and you're going to roll with it because you're not going to say no to a big turbo. So we're going to send it with a big turbo. So let me get started on the stuff in the engine bay of the STI, start knocking out a lot of this smaller stuff, so that way we can get like the break-in oil put in there, the radiator put back in there, get some more wiring knocked out, get oil pressure built, whole bunch of fun stuff. So let's just start doing it. And that's a torque converter. What are you doing?
Putting it on.
You're putting the torque converter on?
Yeah.
Why?
I can spray all those down and not have shit get in the shaft.
You don't want shit in your shaft?
No shit in my shaft.
So I've been focusing on all the stuff around the turbo right now, like the power steering reservoir and everything like that. So we have the low pressure line done. It goes down, wraps up to the frame rail, clears the turbo back there, then goes up to our reservoir. I also cut off one of the brackets off the ABS module that went down to clear room for the downpipe. This is the last little bracket guy I need to figure out for this area, and then this section is pretty much done with. I think I am going to move this boost controller. I'm just not happy with where it is in here, so we'll move that probably somewhere back along the firewall. Something, I don't know. I just don't like it right there. So I have a temporary oil line hooked up here. I want to get oil pressure in this engine. We haven't had oil pressure in here yet, so this should be fun and exciting. Plus, it's going to put a lot of strain on the battery trying to turn this thing over time and time again to get oil pressure built. So while I have Matt out here, I'm going to have Matt supervise the engine bay while I turn it over a whole bunch. This should be fun and exciting. I also got our coolant crossover permanently bolted down. I found some O-rings that will work, so we can go ahead and get the radiator back in here shortly. So I'm going to hop in the car. I'm going to pull the fuse out for the fuel pumps, so that way the fuel pumps are deactivated. Crank position is, well, it's not even wired up, so it's deactivated. The engine's not going to start, but we are at least going to hear it turn over quite a few times right now, just to verify that we are getting oil flowing through this thing. So let's do some oil pressure.
Is that your oil line?
That's a temporary oil line. Just look for any oil leaks if you see them.
Isn't that going to spray out oil?
It's in a jar. Launch the jar.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
Not bad. I would, dude, hearing that starter,
Wow, 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 wow.
dude, it sounds like it wants it. She sounds like she wants it, Matt.
Of course, saying wow over and over.
Wow, 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 wow,
Wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow. I'm an engine. Wow, wow, wow.
That was a good first couple attempts to try to get oil pressure. I know it's going to take a little while. There's a lot of oil galleys in that engine. There's a lot of oil that has to flow through it. That battery's been sitting for a while, so I know it's going to have to get charged, try it, charge, try it, charge, try it. So we'll try again here in a couple hours. For now, I'm going to focus on the front end of the car. And what I mean by focus on the front end of the car is more of the random crap. So I have to cut off this like colored in piece right here for the intercooler, so that way I can actually get a clamp on that. I need to move all of these excess wires and tuck them into the frame that we're not using. So it's all the smaller crap that's just in the way. Up here, we're pretty much solid on fitment and space now. I still need to figure something out for this, but we'll circle back to that in this video, so I'm not too worried about it quite yet. So let me focus on the front end, so that way we can get our radiators in, verify they fit in between our pulley right here and where it actually sits. I'm not stressing that it's not gonna fit, I just wanna make sure that it does fit. So let's start cleaning this stuff up and getting our radiator and fans in. So we have our intercooler radiator back in with the fans, and they do clear surprisingly enough, so that is good. We also went back here, moved this power steering line up and out of the way, so we should have pretty good clearance for our downpipe to like squeeze through here. It's a little bit of a tight fit in between right here, but it does fit. The turbo just has to come out before the downpipe does. Maybe we'll revisit that design here in the future. So now that we've got kind of that situation sorted, the battery's had a little bit more time to charge, we're gonna try getting oil pressure again. Every time I set something down, it vanishes.
Yeah, the same way.
It disappears. All right, let me hop in the car and turn this thing over. Everything clear of moving parts. It looks like it.
Yo, give it a stage in a minute, I'ma eat you. El Professor is in the house, let me teach you. I could defeat you with two hands tied and have you waking in the hospital like, who am I? And who are you? Who are they? What is this? You wouldn't believe how someone react to this shit. The mind slips, slipping, speaking in tongues. Sly ink, GVA, that's how we get it done. 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 Sly ink, GVA, that's how we get it done.
Alright guys, so I'm sure as you know it's the next day. I've been going to town on trying to get more wiring knocked out and done with. So I have the ethanol sensor connector done, the power steering pressure switch, the oil pressure switch, the oil temperature sensor. I'm about to do the crank position sensor. But like, I'm just trying to get the wiring done with so that way we can get this thing started, because I'm sure you guys want to see it start. I want to see it start, so getting all these sensors done with and in and wired. I still have to calibrate some of them, but getting them just wired in, huge. So next up, I'm about to do this guy right down here. I just have pigtails for this one. I'm just gonna bloop bloop. I had to print off the diagram to figure out what one was crank positive, crank negative. We have oil temperature done down there, oil pressure done right here. Power steering pressure done right there. Whole bunch of stuff getting knocked out. Oh, and ethanol sensor way down back there. So we finally got the license plates for Melanie's GTI also. It's been like, it legit took like 4 or 5 months to get the plates for this. There's a titling issue when we got the car from the dealership, so getting the dash cam stuff all wired in now. I'm trying to convince her to let me start modifying the GTI because we have the intake and some of the other parts sitting in the garage for the MQB. Melanie, let me modify your car. Maybe. Hey, I'll take that.
That's yours. Really ever done?
What, for the dash cam? You just like plug it in. You just plug it in, and then tuck it down there.
Yeah.
But the wire, you're gonna clean up the wires, right?
Where am I gonna put them?
You're not gonna clean up the wires?
Where am I gonna put them?
I don't know. Like shove them up under the trim or something.
Well, the other wires are already shoved up under there.
Well, you make it look good.
It's in the trunk.
So I can see it.
Oh my God.
And
so you're gonna be able to see it because it plugs in right there.
now everyone on YouTube has seen it.
You can steal my car.
No more temp tags.
Will you grab me a pry tool? Hey, that was mine to do. You always do this to me. Oh, it's too late now.
I'm sorry.
It's my car.
There you go. I'm gonna get back to wiring. So went through, we got some more stuff plugged in and good to go. One of the knock sensors, I need to order one more pigtail or connector for that knock sensor right there. Coolant temps done, knock sensor, oil temp, oil pressure, crank position, cam position, whole bunch of stuff is done. So I'm gonna go hop back into the ECU on Melanie's laptop real quick and start calibrating some of these sensors in here just so that way we're getting accurate readings in our ECU. So let me do some computer magic real quick. So I went through and I pulled out all the spark plugs to make cranking this thing a little bit easier. I've got all the wires and everything moved out of all the moving components up here. I've got our oil line. This is temporary oil line. That's not the permanent one, but I've got the oil line put up in this jar right here. So that way, as it fills up with oil, if it does, big if on that one, because I don't know if it's going to or not, it'll at least go into a little jar. So I'm gonna go hop in the car, start cranking this thing over a couple times, trying to get some oil pressure built. I just wanna see it come out of the jar. That's all I wanna see, just come out the jar. Where the oil at, though? Where the oil at? Dry as a bone. This is scary, getting oil pressure like this, you guys. It always scares me, doing oil pressure stuff like this. Let me hop in the software real quick and see if there's like a fast cranking or like a priming thing. I don't know if there is. Maybe I just gotta keep priming. Nope. Nothing. Not even a speck. Not even a drop. Smells like engine though. Smells like freaking engine. I could take the oil pressure sensor out and try doing that like I did last time in Karma. I'm gonna do that and try putting a little bit of oil down through there. So I pulled off the pressure sensor. I took off the oil filter, primed the engine, and then I hooked up just an external oil pressure gauge just so that way I could visually see oil pressure at that point. So let's try this again. Round something. I don't know what round it is quite yet, but it's round something. So I just watched a video from Flatiron Tuning. They came across posts from out front. So essentially what I'm about to do right now, I still can't get oil pressure. I've got the oil filter off down there on the ground, and I've just got the oil catch bucket right down there. I'm gonna try priming the oil system with no filter on it to see if that helps. It worked for them. So I'm kind of hoping here it works for us. So Fingers crossed. I'm gonna have Melanie come out and watch this for me.
Or if there's oil.
Yeah, you just tell me if oil starts coming out of there, okay?
Okay.
One issue with the push button start cars is they have a timeout on the push button, so you can't prime it for any more than like 5 seconds. So we're gonna try, I'm gonna move this because that would kind of be bad. Let me grab the oil pressure gauge.
Put on gloves.
I've got some right here. Yeah, it was your idea, so you get to do the honors. I don't think I'm gonna see oil pressure on this. Yeah, let's go for it.
I guess we don't, you're not in gear or anything, right? I mean, because that's not gonna matter.
It's not gonna start. It's not like the car's gonna start.
Scared to tap it.
Nothing's happening.
Put back the signal wire.
Put back the signal wire?
Why is nothing happening?
Nothing's happening, Matt. The starter's not being jumped.
Why not? Why not?
Should I Google how to jump a starter?
You send battery power.
I'm gonna Google this real quick. So I went ahead and we totally spaced. We have to make a jumper that goes from the hot to the switch. So I just made a quick jumper for that. Now, yeah, this is a little sketch, but you know what? Let's go. Let's do it. Just go for it. And cut it. Feeling
fun.
Are you having fun? Make sure the starter's not hot. Cable's not hot.
Dude, this cable's so like overkill for this.
Hey, is that not better?
That is better.
All right, let's go. Cut it. There's no oil coming out of that. You dirty hooer. You dirty little hooer. We'll try again.
Okay.
Go. Stop. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. This is a big problem, not being able to build oil pressure. So we jumped the starter, we tried turning it over time and time again. No luck at all. So next logical step is I have to take the oil pan back off, and I'm really not looking forward to taking the oil pan back off. It's such a pain to get it on and off, on and off, on and off. So on the next STI video, we'll pull the oil pan off, we'll pull the oil pickup off. You can tell how much I just don't want to do it. It's such a pain. I have to pull the exhaust manifolds back off, all that stuff just to verify oil pressure. And some people say, why don't you just wait till you start the car to verify oil pressure? Big no-no. Big no-no, especially on such an expensive engine. Don't even try to start your car until you can verify oil pressure. So it sucks. It really sucks. I know it's not the oil pump. The oil pumps come pre-packed from Roger Clark Motorsport, so I know the oil pump itself is good. I took off the oil pressure galley, tried feeding oil down through. I have the oil filter off, and we were cranking it just to try to get oil to flow out of where the oil filter goes, and we're not seeing anything at all. When we do pour oil down through the oil galley in the top of the engine, and we send it all the way down through with the oil filter off, it does come out, which is a good sign. There could be a pinhole in one of the welds on the oil pickup. It could be an O-ring that got smushed on the oil pickup. I don't know at this point, you guys. I don't know. We'll figure it out in the next video. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. Even though we can't build oil pressure, and that's a big problem, we still made massive progress. We have like 95% of the wiring harness done at this point. A lot of it's calibrated. A little bit more of the base map is made, so yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's the ups and downs of building a car. While it may be a big down right now, this will be an up in the future. So if you guys like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, turn your black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver sign, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be, maybe you just want to see the car get oil pressure. Maybe you're just bored. I don't know. I'm going to leave that entirely up to you. But with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies.